and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? Happy Thursday and welcome into the NBA DFS live stream here at Fantasy Alarm. I am James Grande. That is Keith Eister. Keith, buddy, happy Thursday. At least I introed it as Thursday, and I was questioning myself immediately because I don't know if it is actually Thursday. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I believe it's Thursday, but I
Okay.
also am unsure. It all runs together, but we did get the NCAA tournament kicking off today,
Yeah.
at least the main part of the first round. So I believe you're on the right track there.
I'm sorry that I have you questioning if it's Thursday now. But that's just how life goes when you work from home and your kids are always sick, and then they don't go to school, and then suddenly it's like, wait, is he supposed to go to school, or is it the weekend? I don't. They all blend together, but we're here. We have 6 games on this Thursday main slate. Does it say Thursday? It doesn't even say Thursday, so I couldn't even tell you. We have 6 games on this main slate. Interesting lineup decisions to be made with how many injured players or kind of injured players. We have Ballesteros is in the chat. I don't know, Cubs favorite.
Oh yeah.
So just throwing that out there.
Wonder-
Your DH is watching the show, dude.
Yeah. Maybe some relation there. Have to let us know.
Yeah, have to let us know. Maybe after you went to see the Cubs in spring training, you were like, "Hey, come watch the DFS show, Fantasy Alarm," and he's like, "All right, dude, sure." Anyways, I digress. Thank you all for tuning in on this Thursday afternoon or evening, wherever you guys are in the world. Some guys in the chat, Crab Shingun in the chat, and Ballesteros is talking about Giddy going off. If you guys are new here, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not new here, like the video as well. It goes a long way. Again, we kind of talked, leading off. Luka, the whole Lakers big three, they're listed questionable. Kawhi's listed questionable. Donovan Mitchell was a midday downgrade. We got the unfortunate news about Cade and his collapsed lung. Hopefully Cade gets well soon. That would be a very unfortunate end to their season if he didn't get back before the postseason. I know there's some reports assuming he will be, right? We had the Garland downgrade, which we kind of expected. Same with DeJounte, kind of expected DeJounte to be out as well. Any other news items worth monitoring here?
Lots of big names that you rattled off there. So there's still some moving parts on the slate for sure. The Mitchell midday downgrade and the Lakers stuff is obviously something that we need to monitor closely until we have the certainty of the news.
You know what I'm thankful for today, Keith?
What's that?
I'm thankful that the Utah Jazz are not on the main slate. Let's get going. Position by position. Point guard, as always, Luka Doncic here at the top, 12-1. Josh Giddey, 10K. James Harden, 91. We have had we have a couple comments about Josh Giddey in the chat already. Ballesteros said Giddey going off. TC said nobody owned Giddey in my contest. I don't know if that was last night. For sure, nobody played him at all. And then Reyes said the Bulls should be tanking, which is just objectively true. They should be. They're playing themselves out of a top pick in a loaded draft class. And then Josh Giddey paid it forward, where he was terrible. Do you expect Josh Giddey to be terrible for a second consecutive night?
I do not expect him to be terrible. He's quite a good fantasy player.
Yeah,
just the lack of production came out of nowhere because he had been really good up until that point. I don't think anybody's playing him again today because he's $10,000 and Luka's on the slate. Well, possibly on the slate. We'll see what that questionable tag shakes out, but Luka's the clear priority if he plays. And if Reeves or LeBron gets ruled out, he just becomes that much better. But I think he's already the top play on the slate, even if both of them play.
Agreed. Not like an overly tough thing to get to. I mean, he's been 70 plus almost every slate with LeBron and
Exactly.
Austin
Yep.
Reeves, and so Lakers
Averaging
are
around 40
roll.
points a night.
Yeah, dude, Lakers are rolling. Everything on the up and up for Luca and the Lakers right now. So we'll have to monitor his status. Well, what say you about Harden if Donovan Mitchell ends up not playing?
Yeah, I become quite interested if Mitchell ends up not playing. I mean, we talk about it all the time. It's just hard to find the ceiling with those two playing together. Not that it can't happen. They obviously both have incredible ceilings, but it happens less often than we're used to with both guys. Um, Mitchell gets ruled out though. You're already without Jared Allen, and then you add in one of the best matchups in basketball against the Bulls. I'd have a lot of interest there if Mitchell's out.
You know what I just thought of? What time is this game? 8? I don't know
Yes.
what I'm doing. Have we got to let him know? Have we gotten to let him know yet?
Ooh, good
No, we have
question.
not. No, let him know yet.
Midday downgrade, no let him know tweet. I will say I like another Cleveland player even better than Harden if Mitchell is
Ooh.
out. I think it's a smash spot for another fella here.
Yeah, one of the
Indeed.
a front court fellow. I agree with that completely. No, let him know. That's a narrative I buy into, by the way, because it's a
I mean,
ironclad
it's
thing.
like years of sample on it
Yeah,
too,
it's
where
years of sample. Yeah. So we will be monitoring the Donovan Mitchell Twitter account. For those that don't know, he tweets hashtag let him know every time he plays.
we do
So
have 4 games in that 8 o'clock window. So like we don't necessarily need the news before lock. Obviously, it's nice
right.
if we get it, but there's going to be plenty of options. Like you said, lots of moving parts still on the slate.
Sometimes it's not nice. Sometimes you'd prefer it to
Yeah,
happen
you'd
after
prefer to.
lock.
Yep, indeed.
Next tier down, Devin Booker remains on a heater. You couldn't have been more right about LaMelo Ball the other day. He is $8,800. Tyler Hero, Trey Murphy round out the 8K chair.
Really strong tier here as well. I can't say a bad thing about any of these guys. Booker's just been having insane usage, over 38% since he came back, has been scoring 30, 40 points a night, just absolutely crushing it. Not the best matchup against San Antonio, but I don't think it matters for him at this point. Phoenix is also pretty shorthanded tonight. They ruled out Royce O'Neal. Obviously, they're still without Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams. So
Yep.
I don't see any reason he's not going to put up upper 30s usage and play mid 30s minutes again. So tough matchup, doesn't matter for a guy like Booker. I like LaMelo again in this spot. I think the pace up spot is why I was largely on him. In that last game, he absolutely delivered, but that's the ceiling that this guy has, and he can do it in basically any spot. Orlando's been not great on defense over the past few games. They're obviously still without Franz Wagner and Anthony Black. They've also been surprisingly weak against point guards all season long. I believe it's 4th most points allowed to the point guard position this season. It's a good spot for LaMelo. We know he has the ceiling, but the matchup lines up for him as well.
And no Wendell Carter as well there. So down
Yep.
three starters. What about? I mean, we know Dejounte. They started Eve Misi the other day. Do you think Murphy is going to play 40 minutes again tonight?
I think there's a good chance of that happening. Yes. New Orleans has been really good. A lot of it's been because Murray has been in the lineup. So
Yeah.
with Murray out, maybe it's, but Garland is out for the Clippers as well. So I see this as a competitive game. And I think in a competitive game, he does get at least upper 30s.
Yes, and we saw. I mean, he didn't. This was the game. The Dallas game was the game that Murray didn't play the other day, and
Yep.
he was really good and didn't even have to play full complement of minutes due to the blowout. So, I like Trey Murphy quite a bit. What about the next tier? It's kind of shallow. Like, is anyone in this 7 and 6K range appealing? Fox, Suggs, Trey Jones, Colin Gillespie.
There's some interesting names in there. Fox and Suggs would be the two, but neither of them are priorities. I like the tier above them a little bit better. And obviously we have the Detroit situation that we're going to get to in just a second here. So kind of a dead zone for me, but Fox and Suggs are always playable.
All right, let's get to Detroit. Is Danis a plug and play for you?
Absolutely. I mean, one of the best possible matchups. He started the second half, played 15 minutes. So that puts him, I mean, I'm guessing 28 to 32 minutes in the spot. Just incredible upside. 5K is not the cheapest price tag. So he's not like a lock in 40 out of 40 lineups, but I will be overweight whatever he's projected at for the field. I think he's very good chalk today.
What about Sasser? He came off the bench in that game and played 25 minutes. Would you consider pivoting to Sasser, or would you consider playing them both? Like, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Yeah, I think you can play them both together. He's a fine pivot as well. I expect that same like low to mid 20s role. Don't think he starts in this spot.
No,
Not
I don't
with
think
not
so
with
either.
Asar back. So yeah, I mean he's fine. I don't think he's as strong of a play as Danis, but he's definitely in play.
Agreed. We've had a couple of comments here. Zach brought up Kobe White, and Juiced Prop was talking about Jeremiah Fears. Both of those players are each $4,700. What are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, Fears is definitely interested. I am very in on that with DeJounte out. I think he has a chance to play mid 20s minutes. Even if he comes off the bench, I think there's a significant role there. Kobe White's not somebody I've considered for DFS. I did actually write up his points, rebounds, assists prop today, so I don't hate that call. I was just looking at trends, and the minutes have been on the rise here. We know he can get it done in a hurry and all across the stat sheet as well. So I hadn't considered him, but he's kind of the same play as Fears, so I don't hate it.
What about some? I didn't mean to skip over Chris Dunn, or did I? Bub Carrington is there. Jordan Miller. Like, what about the rest of these like value range point guards? Dunn, Carrington, Miller. Is any of that appealing to you?
Yeah, I mean Carrington played what 36 or 37 minutes last game. I'm terrified of getting rug pulled by Washington.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I,
It's
I
brutal.
he could play 20 minutes tonight. It's just I don't think I need to go there. Not with as strong of a play as Danis is. Fears is right here as well, and I think the Clippers situation is interesting. You mentioned Jordan Miller. Somebody has to take on a bigger role. Both
Yes.
Garland and Mathurin are out. If Kawhi is out, then obviously Miller's going to become quite chalky as he
Yep.
should. But I think he's playable even if Kawhi plays.
Yeah, Chris Dunn getting a lot of ownership. Um, I never play Chris Dunn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it because he does give you some stuff defensively that adds to his upside. He's definitely not a usage guy. And he does a little bit peripherally, but not a ton where he has massive upside. I think I prefer Jordan Miller to Chris Dunn.
Dunn's a better is always profiles better on FanDuel.
Yes, because the 3 points for the steals and blocks.
Yep, the stocks. That's how I've always viewed Chris Dunn, and he's priced like he's 5,700 on FanDuel, so it's different. We had a comment. I think Marquise. No, Marquise, we break down the DraftKings slate. But if you have any FanDuel questions, we'd be happy to answer them if you have any. So, if you have any questions, toss them our way. What about the rest of the position? Is there any other like deep dive point guards you would take a look at?
There's a name that we have to talk about. Last time DeJounte Murray didn't play,
I
you knew
already
where I
knew.
was
I
going
knew where you were
already.
going. I knew exactly where you were going.
Jordan Poole played 18 minutes. That's not exciting, but Jordan Poole is a guy who can go out and score like 25 points in 18 minutes.
Yes.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen tonight, but if you want a deep tournament dart, I think it's interesting.
Dude, this was the almost exact thing that happened. I think it was this game, right? Where he came off the bench and played 25 minutes and missed all of his shots. And then
Yeah.
then literal next day, he just made all of his shots because that's Jordan Poole in a nutshell. And
Yeah,
he,
I think you even dropped something in Discord like
yep,
if Jordan Poole plays 25 minutes again, is he really going to I forget what your exact quote was in Discord, but I believe you played him that game where he
yes,
smashed the day after
yes.
he was terrible. So just he's a very volatile player, and that's what you're looking for. Like just chase the ceiling in GPPs. That's my mantra.
It volatile to a point where you play him and he might not play a single minute.
That's literally in the range of outcomes.
Yeah, range of outcome is the DMPs. He DMP'd
Yes.
yesterday. I mean, he's basically only playing at this point if they're without DeJounte. 18 minutes
Yes.
were without DeJounte Murray. So, Keep that in mind. I think that's probably it. I saw a Bogdan comment from TC. I don't even know if he'll be in the rotation. I know they're down a bunch of players. I could see like a world where they go Christie over him. Would this is a question more for your type of player. Would you in large field take a shot on some of this like free Clipper stuff?
I will, but Bogdan is not one of the ones I'm doing it on. We talked about
Okay.
Jordan Miller. There's a guy at the next position that I think is a better play than Bogdan as well.
Okay. I agree. Let's see. We had a center comment from Coach Chris. Trill says Sasser way cheaper on FanDuel. Yeah, he's 4K on FanDuel. That obviously matters.
And Danis is more expensive as well. I believe Danis is over 6K on FanDuel. So yeah, that gap right there brings them closer together as a play. I mentioned when we were talking DraftKings that the Danis is a stronger play than Sasser. I'd put them closer to equal on FanDuel, where the pricing is significantly different.
Demetrius saying, "What's good? What's good, dude? Hope everything's good with you." And then Key said last night he played pool. Yeah, if DeJounte's in, they're just not playing him. So, but DeJounte's out. So there's a chance that he does suit up tonight.
And McGowan's is out as well, which is another
Yep.
another guard that they could run out there. So I
Yep.
do think Poole plays, but again, there is definitely risk that he does not.
Shot like Harden is in here drinking beers. He's always drinking beers. I don't know if you've ever seen James Harden and Shot like Harden in the same place. Maybe they're the same person. I don't know. Would you play both together? I assume this is a
Danis Sasser.
yeah, Danis and Sasser question.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Sasser's cheap enough where they can both get there. Again, I don't expect their minutes to be negatively correlated. I think Danis starts and plays upper 20s, and I think Sasser's off the bench and plays low to mid 20s.
Let's go to shooting guard. Chris Dunn is the Tony Snell of point guards. I couldn't agree more. He's better. I know Chris Dunn was like actually, or Tony Snell was like a decent defender, but I mean Chris Dunn is good defensively for sure. Also, TC Colin Sexton is listed probable for today. So just throwing that out there. The Dillingham comment's a little sketchy because we know Billy Donovan loves himself some loves to not develop players is what I should say. Shooting guard Donovan Mitchell. Last update. We have not gotten to let him know. Still have not gotten to let him know. He is basically letting us know that he's not going to play. We talked Booker, we talked Hero, we talked Murphy. We didn't talk Reeves. What do you make of this next range? Like Reeves, Castle, Bain, Jalen Green, Khan. Like, what do you make of that? Like 7K to Reeves tier.
I think if LeBron doesn't play, that Reeves is an incredible play. I think Luka's going to become even more popular, and Reeves will too, but just not to the same extent that Luka will.
Yeah.
8K without LeBron against the fastest team in the NBA, I am very in on that.
Yeah, and we know, like, and to your point, like, no one's gonna play both. So, everyone's choosing Luka over Austin Reeves.
Exactly. Yep. And I think you can play them. If LeBron is out, I think you can play them both together.
I think you can too. I just don't think a lot of people will, especially like
Agreed.
single entry stuff. I don't think anyone will. But I do also agree, especially if they're going to both play 40 minutes. Austin Reeves way past the calf issue, and now they're just playing him 40 minutes a night. Yep. Castle, super high ceiling. Bain, super high ceiling. This is all like super high ceiling stuff in the next like range.
Yeah, I don't have a bad thing to say about any of them. Castle had been phenomenal. They obviously destroyed the Kings, so he didn't play the fourth quarter last game. But he's getting 10 assists a night basically.
He barely played the third quarter.
Yeah, exactly. 22 minutes. But the upside there is incredible. He's been into like touching mid-30s minutes, which is not something he's done all season long. So I do like the upside for Castle quite a bit. Jalen Green, same thing. Finally had a bad shooting night. Had been incredible up until last game. I have no problems going right back to him. He's been awesome right there with Booker.
I cashed with this 3 for 17 with Jalen Green. It's one of my best feats of the year. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Next tier, Norm at 67. No Jaquez, no Wiggins. Bam is going to play. Any thoughts? 31 minutes in both games since returning from injury.
Yeah, definitely right back to him. We liked him last game. I think the role's incredible. We know the usage is going to be there. And if he's playing 30 minutes, I'm in.
What about the rest of shooting guard? We have Sexton available. He played 18 minutes and had like a very classic Colin Sexton game. Strus at 53, Larson 52. We talked Sasser and Dunn. Anything there, or you just want to talk value?
Strus is mildly interesting because of the matchup. I don't know. Not a guy that I play a ton. He did have that incredible first game. I think I sit it out on this one. There's enough value. I don't need to go there, but if he was 4,800, I might have interest there. But 53 is just a little bit too expensive, I think.
I agree. He could very well start too with if Donovan Mitchell ends up being ruled out. I just don't necessarily care because I don't think the minutes are really going to go up from here. What if we were told the limit's 28 to 30 minutes?
Yeah, if he's starting with a 28 to 30 limit, I'm probably in at that point. I grab a couple of shares there.
Okay. I saw, yes, caress the like button. That was what we got a comment yesterday. Agreed. Rolly, shout out to you. Dave is here so he doesn't get fined, even though he's always yelling at us for being late. And then Shingun, it's not technically midday downgrade because the Lakers played last night. They don't have to report as early as every other team. So that was just their original injury report. So it's really hard to assess what it means. It just means that they're questionable, but don't look at it from a perspective of midday downgrade because they played yesterday.
Right. The Donovan Mitchell situation is a downgrade.
Yes.
Cleveland originally released their injury report. Donovan Mitchell was not on it. Midday, they said, "Oh, now Donovan Mitchell is questionable." That's not the situation with the Lakers. Like you said, it was the first release of their injury report.
Later than my first wife. Gotta rewind and 2x. Hell yeah. Zing! Got him. This ain't 2022. I don't know who that's towards, but what about the value? What about the value under 5K? A lot of these are retreads, right? Like Bub, Dunn, Miller, Fears, Kobe White. I mean, we've talked about all those. We talked about all those guys. Is there anything new under 5K at shooting guard?
If Mitchell's out, Sam Merrill could possibly enter our lives. That's about the same as with Strus there. It's not a comfortable situation. You could take shots on LeVert. I don't think he's going to play more than 20 minutes. But in this matchup against Washington, anything could happen there. That basically that brings me to Kobe Sanders, who's the other Clipper that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
There's backcourt minutes to be had here. And he's a guy who's played well at times for them this season. He's not always extremely productive, but I do think there's a path for him to play like 25 minutes in this spot. So almost minimum price. I think you could take shots here.
Dude, if he's starting, like if he probably won't start unless Kawhi is out because they shifted their lineup to move Chris Dunn to the bench. So my assumption is Dunn in for Garland. I think that's everyone's assumption. That's why the ownership is on Chris Dunn. But if Kawhi's out, they're going to start Sanders over Jordan Miller. That's typically what happens.
Yep.
I agree because you could they're obviously just so shorthanded at that point. In a good matchup as well. So I agree completely on the Kobe Sanders front, and I'd probably be more likely to play him than Jordan Poole tonight, even though Jordan Poole is a higher upside, undoubtedly the higher upside player.
Yes, but I agree with that also. Like Sanders is just going to be in the rotation. We can't not say that about Jordan Poole.
Yes. Yes, both things can be true. That was towards Strus. Dave said 226 watching and only 27 likes. Smash the like or take a hike. That's a bar, Dave. I agree. You should get an album together. Any Laker news? The Laker news that we have are Luka, LeBron, and Reeves all listed as questionable. That is the news that we currently are dealing with. Jordan Poole, that's my man, Jordan Poole. Okay, another bar. We got rappers all over the place. Let's go to small forward. Kawhi Leonard is here. Brandon Miller is here. That's the 8K and up tier. I know you're in on Brandon Miller. Everyone knows you're in on Brandon Miller. You have a Brandon Miller jersey in your house somewhere. Would you play Kawhi if he is available?
I like the matchup. I don't like the minutes trend that I'm seeing. And now we're on a back-to-back as well. I don't love it. I'll be honest.
I am a little more bullish. He did lose out last night on some blowout, if you go look at the rotations. And then the back-to-back that they just recently played, he did play 37 minutes on that front leg, which was a little bit encouraging. Doesn't mean he's going to today.
28 on the back half, though.
And then 28 on the back half. But 28 on the front half.
Maybe.
What's the meme? They thought they had us in the first. They had us in the first half, and then the back half is he's.
The problem is that he's not unowned. At least he's not projected to be unowned. He's catching some ownership. So
yeah, it's fair.
I don't know.
I don't fault you for not playing. Like, he's a robot maniac when he gets 35 minutes, and he scored 50 plus in a game this year and just 45 the other day. But I get it. Second leg of a back-to-back, and it's Kawhi, right? So I get it.
I mean, I've played a ton of him this season. He's been awesome, but I don't know. The questionable tag on the back-to-back, I guess it has me a little bit taken aback and pushed me off him a little bit, but he's definitely fine. And the fact that he's not 8% owned. If I didn't need to get to 30% to get leverage on the field, I might be more interested.
Omar, stop fake breaking news, please. We'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that's not
That's
cool.
not actually a report. Ebony, that's not actually a report. Just keep that in mind. Caress the like again. That's a new thing. Started yesterday, Keith. I don't know if you're watching, but in case it's making you uncomfortable that people keep saying caress the like button, that somehow started yesterday, and it's just picking up steam from here. But we appreciate you, Derek.
They can do whatever they want to the like button as
Agreed.
long as it's fiddled with. I'm good.
And it's the like, not the dislike. It has to be the like. Don't caress the dislike button, just the like button. We appreciate the kind words, Derek, and we look forward to ask any questions you got. Make sure you get them in the chat. And while you're coming home from work, stop typing. That's also dangerous. So just ask Siri to do it for you if you haven't already. Let's go down the rest of small forward here. Miller 81, Bain we talked about, Buzelis 75, Jalen we talked about, Norm we talked about. Sadiq is someone we haven't. Talk to me about like the rest of this above like 5K range of small forward. Just a couple names that you like.
Yeah, Buzelis has shown a big ceiling. I don't mind this spot for him. Sadiq is the one I'm really interested in, though. He has had a surprising ceiling. I know you haven't always been on board with this, but it's the ceiling, man. He's had 50 fantasy point upside. Take DeJounte off. The Clippers aren't a good defense. I'm interested here at 66.
Where's Carlucci? This is the time when Carlucci comes in and he just types Sadiq Bey. Yeah, I can't hate. I'm not gonna. I can't, because you're right. He has had a big ceiling, and he's had a big.
It's been him or Murphy. Zion is the one who's not been finding the ceiling. I'm not saying that's what will definitively happen tonight. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Zion goes out and puts up 50 fantasy points tonight.
Right.
I think I have Trey Murphy slightly ahead of Bey, but the savings is useful. I think I ranked the Pelicans tonight. Murphy, Bey, Zion. But,
and that's amongst the 6K and up players, because there's also like Misi and Fears and stuff.
Correct.
Well.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. I like that ranking. I like that. That's a unique. And also small forward is just like kind of a bad position compared to other ones. Like
Yep.
Amongst the guys, I mean, Sadiq is like arguably the best play we've talked about so far at small forward, and it's just not an overly strong position. What about below Seek? We have Asar Thompson 62, Will Riley 53, Derek Jones Jr. 53. We talk Struess, Pell Larson, Vassell, De Silva. Does any of that stand out?
Will Riley stands out just because of the minutes. And again, Washington can pull the rug at any moment. But I do feel pretty confident in Will Riley playing upper 30s minutes because Koulibaly's still out,
Yep.
Keyshawn George is still out, Leaky Black is even out. Like they're a little thin at that position. I think he continues to play upper 30s, and he's been pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Anyone that has 37 plus minute upside is typically someone I have interest in. You're 100% right on what Washington could and couldn't do, but it is Alex R being available. We know he's going to be limited, but I don't think that should impact Will Riley all too much. Sub 5K. Talk to me. Anything?
Let's see. Not anything real comfortable. Julian Champagny is fine if he makes a bunch of threes. Herb Jones has a chance to play a few more minutes tonight. I certainly don't mind that. Leonard Miller is interesting. He started, 4 games in a row, but the minutes have kind of trended in the wrong direction since he became a
Yeah.
starter. I still think he's interesting. I like this, I guess, overall. And I think he has a good chance to start and play 20 minutes again. So interesting, but still risky. Let's see. Any other names here that none of it's really all that comfortable.
They might like give Penda extra minutes. I don't know if they will or will not because they're just shorthanded in the front court. I don't think we need to go there though.
If Mitchell is out, I don't know, with Struess and Merrill back, like Keon Ellis could be interesting. It seems like Keon is ahead of Tyson at this
Yeah.
point. But I would have to reassess Cleveland stuff if Mitchell does in fact get rolled out.
Let's check. Let's get a let them know check here. Let them know nothing. I mean, we're just I don't want to confirm that he's not playing, but we haven't got a let him know tweet yet. It's all but confirmed by Donovan Mitchell's lack of tweets. So before we go to power forward, we'll get some comments here. Ebony says she likes the Suns money line tonight. They are 9.5 point dogs in San Antonio. What are your thoughts?
Man.
Bold.
Yeah, that is bold. I like bold. I don't mind a sprinkle on it. Just I wouldn't go crazy on it, but I like it as an underdog call.
Bay has a nice price. We're getting bars from every direction on today's show. The chat is bumping today. Key says, "Is it a must in order to win that you have Luka and or Reeves?" And he's not yelling, by the way. Thank you, Key, for not yelling.
I think there's a high probability if LeBron is out that you will need at least one of Luka or Reeves. Yes.
Mr. Daredevil, we'll get to your comment here in a few. This is a good question
Good point.
by Anthony
Yep.
here.
Agree.
The Lakers are 5.5 point road dogs, and they are on fire. And I know Miami's been good too. Is the writing on the wall here?
I think Anthony is onto something here. That is a little bit of a fishy line for, like, all three of them are not going to be active, is what that line suggests to me. I think at least one of LeBron, Luka, or Reeves is out.
The Lakers are 21-13 on the road this year. They are also 9-1 against the spread. Their last 10, they're 5.5 point dogs on the road.
Yeah, I mean they are on a back-to-back with travel, which is tough.
And they played 40, and their starters played 40 minutes last night.
Yeah, so I think they should be underdogs, maybe, but not 5.5 points, maybe 1.5 points.
Miami is down Wiggins and Jaquez tonight as well.
True.
And they're 5.5 point favorites.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. 5.5 seems wide. I certainly agree with that. I like the point from Anthony.
They're on a back-to-back and Miami is home. That's absolutely correct. But I do, yes, the Lakers have been playing, It's the we have the better player theory. Luke is playing out of his mind, and you know that they're winning every game. Let's go to power forward. Paolo Banchero naturally hasn't had a ceiling in a he had a ceiling against who? Oh, okay. See, okay. I'm sure his ownership was totally reasonable and not zero on that slate. But he's coming off a ceiling game. We finally got the Bam. We bullied them into getting Bam or Ware power forward eligibility. Bam 89. And we have one Evan Mobley, who you were, for all those that didn't catch on, the spoiler to start the show, your favorite Cleveland Cavalier play of the day.
Indeed. And this is whether Mitchell plays or not. I
Yes.
actually almost, and like you said, we haven't gotten the tweet yet. It's seeming like Mitchell's trending towards out. Even if Mitchell is in, what Mobley's been doing without Allen and in this
Yes.
matchup against the Bulls, who've been dominated on the interior all season long, it's just an absolute smash spot. He's been crushing already in tougher spots. 27 and 15 last game. I think he's in line for something similar to that. Unfortunately, when Mitchell probably gets ruled out here in the next hour or so, his ownership's probably going to skyrocket, which is it's unfortunate, but I'm still going to be very much in.
It's already there. He's already as highly owned as any other power forward on the board. Dude, he's unlocked something as a center. He's better as a center. And 36 minutes, the possibility that that's on the table is amazing as well. It's an absolute dream spot for Evan Mobley.
And you remove Allen from next to him, and that he's going to get more rebounds in that situation. Yes. He's going to touch the ball more, and he's going to be more of the rim protector than he is on the perimeter. So the blocks are going to go up as well. So it makes sense why he's smashing right now.
I was just Jack Nicholson the heck out of that, all that. Would you play? I mean, you ranked Zion last of their three players. Does that mean you wouldn't how much exposure to Zion Williamson are you going to get tonight?
Yeah, it certainly does not mean that I do not like him as a play tonight. I still think that he has incredible upside, even though it's been almost 2 months since we've seen it. I think I just went through the game logs. I think January 23rd was his last 50 burger. That means nothing because he can do it in any spot. I don't love the minutes trends here recently. I think Murphy is the guy with the most upside, and I think Bay, price considered, is a little bit better. But it's still, I like the matchup against the Clippers. I'm still in on Zion, especially at ownership. He's not going to be a guy that I get to in a third of my lineups, but I'll be over the field for sure.
What do we do if LeBron plays? Now at his season low price, back-to-back games, 7,700. Played 34 minutes last night. Obviously was incredible. Probably one of his best games played all year. What do you make of LeBron at 77 if he suits up?
He's fine. I think the decreasing price tag has him very much in play.
Yeah.
I still think he's more of a floor play than a ceiling play.
What if the weirdest situation ever, but I'll just throw it at you. What if one of Luka and Reeves sit, but LeBron plays on the second leg, considering it's in Miami? Just not that I care about the narrative, but just he wants to play this game,
might be his last game ever in Miami.
Yeah, what if he's in and one of the others sit?
Then he's too cheap at 7,700.
And then he's the highest roster power forward of the day.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. No, we've talked about everything else. We talked Buzelis, we talked Sadiq. We have Miles Bridges, Tobias Harris, John Collins as the three guys we haven't talked about here. What say you about that tier?
Bridges, I think, would be my choice of the three. I think he has the most ceiling. He's been pretty good recently. Orlando's a little bit shorthanded in the front court with no Wendell Carter. Tobias is fine. I just never a ceiling play.
No, it's just a safe click.
Yeah. If you want 30 fantasy points, he'll probably give it to you tonight, but probably won't get you much more than that.
What about Collins? Played really well last night. Price is coming down, and the Clippers are really shorthanded.
It's a good matchup. If Kawhi's out, then yeah, you'd be fully in here. But I'm just not a guy that I've played a lot in this situation. He's fine. Not somebody that I was on coming in. Maybe you can talk me into him.
I don't have much else to add. I mean, he is a double threat because he plays next to the worst rebounding center of all time in Brook Lopez.
Yes, he does.
Um, and there obviously could be more shots on the table. I mean, there are more shots on the table. He lost out to some blowout run last night. So I think there's probably 28 to 29 minutes in a competitive game. And I think that's probably enough for John Collins if you get the what we know he can do, which is score and rebound. Hasn't done it a lot on the Clippers this year, but I think there's a little bit of a ceiling. What about the value? We had a comment from TC who said he is paying down at power forward today. Justin Champagny, which is the Wizard Champagny, and even to Simone Fontecchio. Are those two on your radar? And if not, what other power forwards are in terms of spend downs?
I think they are on the radar. I don't feel good about either one. Again, with Champagny, it's the minutes thing. I know he's been playing upper 20s recently, but that doesn't mean he's not going to play 20 flat today.
Yep.
I'm very concerned about the Wizards rotation. Outside, I think Will Riley's the only one I feel confident in. But if Champagny plays 28 minutes, then I think he's a very, very fine click. Who was the other one?
Simone Fontecchio.
Yeah.
No Jaquez Bam in.
Yeah, I was out until the Jaquez out news. I think he's fine. Probably low 20s minutes is the role tonight. He's not always great per minute, but I do think that he has potential to get there. Let me just peek around. I think we can go a little bit cheaper. We talked Leonard Miller already. I think that's a little bit more interesting than those two guys. I think Carlo Makovic is quite interesting as well. Has been playing low 20s minutes anyway. You take Murray off, and if that moves Herb to a guard spot and out of the front court, that's a path for Carlo to play a little bit more. So I think he could touch 26, 27 minutes in this spot, and he's been good per minute.
Agreed. I mentioned Carlo to John last night. He's kind of leapfrogged Derek Queen as well. Like Derek Queen's just his role is diminished. So I agree on the Carlo front. We had the Fleming comment just from Kreb Shingun. Fleming or Ryan Dunn if you were playing one of Phoenix. I think my take on this is that while I understand Royce is out and that matters a little bit, Devin Booker and Jalen Green still exist in this world.
Yeah. And even Jordan Goodwin and Grayson Allen off the bench, like
Yes.
there's just the Allen's questionable, but if he returns, like there's not a lot of shots left. I don't feel good about either one, to be honest. The answer would be whoever starts.
Yeah. Would it surprise you if it was Goodwin?
That would be a little surprising.
They love Jordan Goodwin.
Yeah. But
would it surprise?
That'd put him at power forward, though. Not that, I mean.
They'll use like him to guard Wemby. That's what they do with Brooks. They use Brooks to guard. Ultimately, I think it's probably done. That starts, and they just use Ryan Dunn to guard Victor Wembanyama. That's what they've started to do. They started the trend, but we'll see. I don't have a lot of faith in either starter because they play with massively high usage players and are not themselves. So, not my favorite. Carlo was the guy for me as well there. What about Derek Jones? We didn't talk Derek Jones. Do you care to play Derek Jones at 53?
Not at 53. If Kawhi's out, then maybe. But if Kawhi's in there, no thanks.
Him and Chris Dunn are in the same category for me. I just don't play him. I haven't lost sleep doing so either. Let's finish this up at center. I saw some comments. Well, actually, I didn't see some comments. There's some the Gidler. I mean, that's just it was a huge disappointment. Anthony wants to know Kawhi, LeBron, Zion, or Banchero at power forward.
Of the four, I think I would go Zion.
Followed by John Cena saying Zion is an awful play. You need 40 real points from him, but that is in the range of outcome.
Yeah, I mean, he just has a little bit more ceiling with DeJounte Murray off the floor. And even the numbers, like without DeJounte, don't improve that much. So I get why this is the sentiment. He has not shown ceiling in quite some time. I don't know. The Clippers are not a scary defense to me at all. I think they're 19th in efficiency or something like that. It's not the best paced game, but Zion could absolutely smash, like in any way. He could get 10 assists or 10 rebounds. I know that's not what he typically does, but it's absolutely in his range of outcomes to do.
Yes.
He could also add 3 steals and 2 blocks as well.
So
I disagree that he needs 40 real points to get 50 fantasy points, which is the target number to win a GPP in my mind.
He also, in the game without DeJounte, was absolutely smashing and didn't play in the fourth quarter because they blew him out. So, some food for thought there as well. Is Ware starting? Presumably, but we don't have that information at this point. Rui, if the top 3 sit, they're just the Lakers are going to be. There's value everywhere you look if the top 3 sit.
Yes, yeah,
they're going to be incredibly popular. Is Murray a must play at shooting guard? Well, I'm assuming that means Murphy, Anthony. If that is the case, please address the court now or forever hold your peace. Murray is out. So we would just if that's someone else, please let us know. Marier Don Yeezy is yelling at us once again. Yelled at me, then yelled at you. You got a lot of exclamation points. I only got 2, but I'll accept it. What's up, Marier? How you doing?
Does that mean he's twice as excited to see me as he is you?
He's twice as excited. No, that's exactly what it means. He's twice as excited to see you. Quality talking Iguodala. We're going to talk about that in a second. Rolly, we'll revisit this Lakers question at the end. Michael says, I don't like any of those players. I don't know who you're talking about.
I think the power forward for
the value,
and okay. I kind of agree. Like I don't love it either. Okay. I'm fine with spending down a little bit.
Yeah, Anthony said it was Trey Murphy. We like Trey Murphy a lot.
Yes, must play, no, but definitely a high priority.
There is a must play at center. John made him. Did you see the picture of did you see the podcast cover?
I did. And then I had to go check it out. I'm like, there's gotta be something behind that. It did not disappoint. It was a fun segment.
Yeah. He just kept doubling down the fact that he was trying to make it out like I didn't think Jalen Duren was a good play. And I do think he's a good play. But he's just not going to score 83 points. I'm sorry.
You mean the chance of him putting up a once-in-a-generation game that just happened a week ago is probably not going to happen again?
Dude, it's happened twice in NBA history. And John's like, the Wizards are bad. It's like, dude, the Wizards could be bad, and Jalen Duren could go for 40 actual, and that's not even half the points that Bam just scored the other day.
Yep.
But that doesn't make him. He's an absolutely smash center, yes. And I think per dollar probably the best center up here. Do you agree?
I do agree. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you take Cade off, and that's going to help this game stay a little more competitive. Our biggest worry when we broke down that Detroit-Washington game last time was the spread was almost 20 points.
Yeah, it was 20
it's points. Not that without Cade. Yeah. Cade got hurt in that game, and Washington was able to stay semi-close, which is how Duren ended up absolutely smashing in that spot. Now he gets the exact same spot. So, yeah, the ceiling's incredible.
Ceiling's incredible indeed. And that's no slight at Wemby. No slight at Bam. We talked how much we like Mobley, but like if Luca is not available tonight, it's I think it's pretty easy to just want to like start your lineup Duran and Mobley, right?
Yes, agree.
Like
I'm those. I mean, those are two of the top plays on the slate for me.
Rolly, who by the way does win a lot of tournaments, and is I think the other day I saw him finish like fifth. I commented to John because Rolly does this all the time. Uh, but that's literally our sentiment. Dern and
Yep.
Mobley. The reason I can't get to Luca. I mean, if they both go for 60, you win whether or not Luca plays or not. Basically,
Unless Luca goes for 80.
unless look at the yeah, unless Luka goes, unless it's team by himself, Luca, and he goes for 100. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm living and dying, Michael.
Fun.
I'm living or dying, and then there was a pause with Duran. Oh, I almost just blocked him. Sorry, Michael. I almost just blocked you by accident. With Duran and Mobley. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anthony, Wemby or Duran? Duran.
Yeah. I mean, per dollar, yes. Doesn't mean I won't play Wemby though.
Right.
Like
Right.
obviously he can go for 70 in any spot.
This is a great question, Yeezy. We'll talk about that in a second because there's some good value here at center. We have there's a couple more comments in here. We'll get to them. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube. We do this 5 times a week. What about the rest of center? I think Alex Sarr is pretty hard to get to. I know he's had a ceiling in 20 to 23 minutes. I think he's basically impossible to get to though. Khalil Ware, I think, is primed for a bounce back. We talked Collins. Moose is here, 56. Jalen Smith is questionable, second leg of a back-to-back. Ayton has actually been playing pretty well, and also there's been self-reflection on DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if you saw the comment where he said, "I'm just not that guy." He memed himself. He said, "I'm not that guy, pal." We have Iguodaro. We had a comment about Iguodaro. What about this, like the rest of center before we get to some value, like the punts?
Yeah, some interesting names with ceiling for sure. Ware is a guy I'm always interested in.
Yep.
As long as he has that starting role. Eaton is the one I'm a little bit fishy on. Just going up against Ware and Bam, it's a tough spot for him. The price tag is nice though. If he's going to play 30 minutes, I'm in. I don't know that I'm going to get there as often as the field is, and he's not like super popular, but not unowned either.
Yeah.
Oso, I think, is the more interesting name in the 5K range. Honestly, he's played 32 minutes the last 2 games at least, and he's lower owned than Ayton is. I know it's a tough spot with Wemby on the other side, obviously, but 32, 33 minutes in this spot at 5K, that's interesting.
I agree. And then we'll get down because I don't think there's anything else in the. I mean, Misi is a pretty good play. Again, he started the other day and played 28 minutes. But I don't think he's as good a play as Goga Batadze at 3,600.
I agree. Goga's been a good fantasy producer his whole career.
Yes.
The last start, he only played 21 minutes. And I know Mo Wagner is there, and that could be the outcome again. And if he plays 21 minutes again, he's still a good value. There's a chance, though, that he plays 28, 29, 30 minutes in this spot, and then he just absolutely demolishes his price tag. So, I mean, you bake in the floor of a 20-minute starting role with upside for 30 minutes, and it's pretty hard not to click the button.
I do think there is something to be said about Jonathan Isaac not being available
Good
as
point.
well.
I was going to make that as well. Yep.
Like there's just more to go on for Goga because they don't extend Mo Wagner, and I don't know if that's just their plan coming off the torn ACL, right? That's just what his role is going to be. It's going to be like the high teens minutes. But it is worth mentioning that there is more upside, unless they wanted to start toying with like the Penda center minutes or go super small with Paolo and do stuff like that. But they just really haven't this year. So I do think Goga The 21 minutes is good. I do think we could get more. I think like 24, 25 minutes is definitely range of outcome. And you said it, 29 is probably even in the range of outcome as well. There's been 2 games without Wendell Carter this year, and he played 30 in the first one.
Yep.
I think it was this one against New Orleans. That worked out well for Goga, 14 and
Yeah.
13. So, um, yeah, I actually wrote up his rebound prop today. Um, it was 6.5. He is an elite rebounder when he gets extended. We will get to some questions here, unless you have any other center plays you want to talk about, Keith.
Um, I mean, just the pivot is Mo, obviously. Like you said, he's not going to get over 20 minutes probably, but he is a really good per minute guy.
Yes.
So I don't think there's a ton of upside on the minutes, but probably more than the like 12, 13 he's seen in the
Yes.
last couple games. I think you're more in the 16 to 18 range, and that's enough for him to pay off 3,400. But
I
that's the only other
agree.
one.
I agree. Coolity said Iguodaro sneaky. We both
Yeah,
agree. Rolly wants to know who the primary beneficiary to all the Lakers, if all the Lakers were to sit. Um, I
the
mean,
big three, I'm assuming, is what he means there.
we'll just assume it's
It's
Luca,
just
Reeves,
everyone.
LeBron. Yeah, everyone. Agreed. Everyone. It's literally, I mean, Laravia. The most popular plays will be Aiton, Hachimura, Laravia, and then whatever starts at point guard will be like
Yep.
the 4 that probably get all the ownership. Let's see what they have available. Let's see what their injury report says for like G League players. All of them available. Their injury report is Luca, LeBron, Reeves, and then Kleba. So everyone's available. So that's a little sketchy because they have Buffkin, they have Bronny, they have Thero, they have Nick Smith. So that's a little scary.
Do you have a prediction? I'm leaning LeBron out. The spread has me almost concerned that Reeves is out too.
I'm going to say Luca in, and the other 2 I have no idea.
Yeah.
No clue. Because I thought LeBron was going to sit the last back to back, and I think he ended up playing. You know what? I'm going to say all 3 of them play.
Okay.
They're rolling. They're rolling right now. I don't know if they want to like mess that up. I don't know. Every game in the Western Conference standings matters. I don't know. I'll go all 3 play.
All right.
But that's literally no. That's just me, just throwing stuff at a wall and
Yeah, I
hoping
mean
it
we're
sticks.
guys obviously guessing at this point,
Yeah.
and we'll know in time for. I mean, with 4 games in the 8 o'clock window, we're going to have plenty of pivots.
Justin, is this a? I know you want to go be unpoor. Is this a DFS play or a prop? Because we can give you both. What is one DFS play that makes Justin unpoor tonight, Keith?
So I try to get off the board because it's hard to give you a play that's like 30% owned and then expect you to win all the money with just that play.
Right.
Which makes it harder on myself. But I'm gonna search and see if I can't come up with because I mean the obvious answer would be Duren or Mobley. We both
Yes.
adore them both.
Agreed.
Easily 2 of the best plays on the slate.
Yep.
But they're going to be popular or somewhat popular at least. You know what? Trey Murphy, I'm seeing barely cracking double digits here. Let's make it Trey Murphy.
Okay. To be unpoor tonight, Justin, it is Trey Murphy. Marie appreciates us both. Wemby or Duran, we answered that one already. We did not answer Ebony saying LaMelo over 14.5. I think that's an easy over. I know
That's
Suggs,
got to
14
be.
and a half.
Is that
Is it?
points?
It
Or
can't
is it
be
rebounds
points.
and assists? It's got to be rebounds and assists, right?
It can't be points. There's no
No.
way. Let's see.
He is at 19 and a half points. So rebounds and assists, I'm assuming, is what she's talking about there.
It is 11 and a half.
14 and a half what? Maybe a parlay piece, 14 and a half points at like minus
It's
200 or
gotta
something
be.
like that.
It's just gotta be. Let's see. 14 and a half is minus 455.
Eesh, it's big juice there.
I mean, that's obviously like if it's a big parlay, like that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if you're using it on like Prize Picks or something in a 5-6 man card, then yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. What did we just get here? Friday news. No one cares. Are you playing Goga in a single entry?
Yes.
If Luca is out, is Reeves a must play?
Yes.
Hit the like, gang. Agreed. Do you trust Musa?
Mm, I trust that he has double double upside and could play 30 plus minutes. I don't trust him to get 35 fantasy points again.
Yeah. Coach Chris had a comment actually in the early of the show. Sorry, Coach Chris. Okay, he asked this early in the show. Duran or Mobley last piece in, if you had to just pick one. It's a tough question. It's a tough question.
I wish I knew the ownership numbers because I feel like Duren is just everyone's first click today. And he's not projected to be, what, 25%, I think was the last number I saw on him,
Yeah.
which is a great number. If that's what he comes in at, then I think the answer is Duren. But I think Duren's going to come in at like 40%, 35 to 40.
Yeah.
And Mobley doesn't quite get there. So I like the lower ownership on Mobley personally.
This is not the same spot for Duran he had last game, yes, but they still stink with Alex R defensively. Just because Alex R block shots doesn't mean they're good defensively with him.
I mean, Sar gave up 83 to Bam. So
Was he available in that game?
I thought he was. No?
Yeah, he was. Okay. Yeah, 20 minutes.
So.
Oh yeah, he had the big first half that no one cared about because Bam had 83.
Yeah.
Goga or Bam, which is a very interesting price discrepancy from our guy Casey.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of caveats there. I mean, in a vacuum, I think Goga's better point per dollar, but obviously your lineup looks very different if that's your first choice.
I heard Bam has a pretty good ceiling too. I don't know.
Yes.
Ricky's showing up. Ricky, don't worry about being late, dude. We appreciate you. Coach Chris took 58 minutes, but Coach Chris has made up his mind by himself. He is fading Duran.
I mean, I don't know how many lineups Coach Chris plays, but like I don't hate being underweight the field because he absolutely smashed it in the last time. He's prone to foul trouble.
Yes.
The blowout is on the table. Like there are ways that Duran fails tonight. There's no doubt about
it. Steve just got here. Shout out to you, Steve. Way to go at the end of the show. K-Dog said end of a 4-game road streak. Yeah, Lakers. Ihun is all caught up like second wife. And then K-Dog thinks LeBron is in. Reeves doesn't sit much, but Luka may take the night. He was limping. Luka always is limping.
Yes.
Can't build without news. Yes. They're all out, Arch says. That's what he thinks. He's a Laker fan. Knipple, spelled with the word nipple in it, or ball.
I love that spelling.
Me too. I think that wish his name was spelled that way, honestly.
I like ball better. I think Khan can absolutely put up a massive ceiling too.
You like ball? You like ball more than Knipples, huh? Okay. Noted.
Okay.
Noted. Got him. Mobley, yes, he was. Bam is the new GOAT. Okay. Justice says you are both phenomenal. We appreciate that greatly. And Coach Chris is absolutely going through it. He plays 4 lineups. He kept Duran in 1. My man is riding a roller coaster of emotions during this show. It's awesome. All right, let's get
1 out of 4 is a safe move. That's
yes,
a very
yes, that is agreed. I agree. Let's get a core built here. All right, and then we'll get out of here. I know it's running late. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. We're going Duran and Mobley, right? Is that like?
Yep, I like it.
Okay. I know we just spent a lot of time like one or the other, but you and I also were just like team Duran and Mobley basically the whole show.
And we reserve the right to pivot to Luca if LeBron and Reed
Yes,
get ruled
yes.
out.
Also fully true. Still no Donovan Mitchell. Let him know. Tweet 2 hours before the game. It's written in stone. We know he's not playing.
Yeah.
Let's get some more core plays here.
Goga opens everything up. I think
Goga
that's
opens everything up. Agreed.
a pretty easy click.
They're both at 7? Dang it. Whatever. Don't love it, but we're doing it.
Especially with 3 Lakers questionable, that is a little bit concerning.
I know.
I mean, that's
I'm a big like I hate, but it's when you're doubling center like this, like you're doubling center. And to Coach Chris' point, like that is the flexibility of playing Mobley over Duran, that you don't have to lock him 2 centers in if you're punting Goga as well.
yeah. So I will have more Mobley than Duran tonight.
Agreed. What other value do we like here? Danis.
Danis is a lock. Yeah.
We like Danis. Give me one more play. Core play that is a little off the board. Is it Murphy? I mean, you gave that to Make. Who's unpoor? Justin. You made Justin unpoor with Murphy. Do you want to just go Murphy here?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. That gives us 5,300 a player for 3 spots. That's more than doable. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back again for Friday's preview show and Friday's live stream at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Big salute to Keith for coming on the show as always, and we will catch you guys